Hello, this is Cherokee Billie, and welcome to the Sacred Path program. And we're glad you have joined us. And joining me today is my dear friend Ray Susanna. Hi, Ray. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I was
I
wondering.
am.
I'm still hanging on, thanks to the angels, and we're here to talk about different signs of how to know angels are around you, because the angels are the workers of God, and they are here to help us, plain and simple. And tapping into them, tuning in, whether you sense or feel them or not, just know that they're with you. But anything you want to add to that, Ray?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can sometimes you feel. I mean, sometimes people sense them. I mean, I sense them when they're around. Uh, you know somebody's there, but you don't know who it is or what it is. Sometimes you see a bright light. So, yeah. I mean, it's not someone you're looking into a light, but it's they. You see that light. It might only be for a second or 2 seconds, but that's them. That's the angels that's here to help. Because they always know when you need help. So yeah.
I know many people can tell stories of somehow being miraculously saved or whatever. And, they knew it was an angel because they don't always come in and say, hey, I'm your angel, here I am. They don't do that. They come in when they're needed, and they've done it for me. And I know they have for you as well, Ray, because you've told some of your amazing stories when you were in the war in Vietnam. Those are pretty incredible. Will I share one? Angel help?
Sure. Sure. I was going up a hill, and to make it easy, and my flak jacket was hanging open. I always just threw it on. It was hanging open, and anyhow, I got to the top of the hill, and everybody's asking me if I'm okay. And I said, yeah. I go, what's the matter with you guys? I said, look at your jacket. So a flak jacket is supposed to be like a bulletproof thing. And I opened it up, and all along sides of on both sides of my jacket, I had bullet holes. But I mean, I was fine.
Wow.
There was nothing there. That wasn't scathed at anything or anything. So it had to be somebody in front of me.
Yeah, must have freaked all the guys out too.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll just say yeah. I'm not going to say what they said, but yeah. They were just looking. They go, you've got to be the luckiest individual that there's ever been. I says no. I says somebody was in front of me. Yeah, I said somebody was in front of me. I don't know who it was, but somebody was.
That's an amazing story, and I know it's true. The things the angels do absolutely are miracles. And in your case, you were kept alive for a reason. They know the reason. And you're still alive today. And again, they know the reason.
Sometimes I wish they would let me know the reason.
Wouldn't that be nice? Well, they try to give us little hints, little directions here and there. It's not always easy to pick up. I've had experiences with angels, but I just want to share one. There's many, but the most profound was the last time I saw my father's spirit, and that was in 1999, and it was when he finally transcended and left this dimension. And I knew he came in front of me, and when he was gone, I knew what it was, and when I looked down at the end of where I was sitting, there was this woman standing there, beautiful blonde hair, dressed in white. She was silent. I was silent. We just looked at each other. I knew who I was looking at was an angel. And it was like she was saying, I'm here. even though your father's gone. And I've always trusted that since. That she is here. I call her Goldie. I gave her a name. And I always say, I need your help, Goldie, and I need it every day.
Yep. I mean, you see a lot of, not only angels, but people will see, like your relatives. You saw your dad. I'd see my mom and my fiance and my grandmother, not so much my grandmother, but, those two all the time. So, I mean, probably more than I should, but, I still see them. I still once in a while hear them. And it's got to be, it's got to be something. For me, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure they're there just to tell me, hey, everything's okay. We're here with you. And as you know, in 2019, I had the nurse ask me the next day, who was I talking to? And I went to the nurse. I said, didn't you see him? And then I said, well, you wouldn't have seen him because they're no longer with us in physical, in this dimension.
Yeah, I remember quite an experience, but let's help people know there's other ways. You and I have had some profound experiences with the angels, but let's go into more simplistic signs from the angels. Number one is feathers. Any color feather. It's usually put in your path for a reason, and it is a sign from the angels. Anything you want to add?
And it doesn't matter. I was going to say it doesn't matter whether birds are around or not. Usually, if there's a feather, if there's an angel, there with you, or trying to tell you something, or protecting you, or whatever the case may be. Right. Yeah, the feathers are always, and it doesn't have to be a white feather. It doesn't have to be, it could be any kind of a feather, eagle feather, a crow feather, a robin feather.
Some people think black feathers are bad signs. Not at all. It's a sign of protection. And just because something's black doesn't make it a negative.
No. I mean, if that was the case, I have so much negativity coming off of me, because that's what I wear all the time. Is if I have to wear a suit, it's black. Jeans, black. Most of my T-shirts are all black. So yeah, I mean, it's just a color that I like, and it doesn't matter. It's not all bad. It's not negative.
The black represents to me the void, the great beyond. And, in Native American teachings, it's a lot about the void. And that's what I see with black. So no, it is not negative. Things can be negative for personal reasons, but in general, try not to judge things. Best way I can put it.
Right. I mean, it's like white isn't always good. But, I mean, as a rule
True.
It is, but...
Yes. But another thing, now you mentioned white, is how angels appear as clouds. People often take photographs showing, a formation of an angel in a cloud. And it is the angels. They're like, hey, we're here. We're looking down watching you.
Or anything else. It could be, anything that it shows you a cloud, that a face or whatever the case may be. Yeah, they're there watching. They're there trying to protect you. Just taking care of you overall.
Yeah. And sometimes I've had people send photographs of clouds that look like their pet. And they can do that as well. Your pet letting you know they're okay.
Yep. And I mean, it's just, I'm sure everybody's seen them. Everybody's seen rainbows. Uh, contrary
Yeah.
to what some people think, there is no gold at the end of the rainbow, at least not physically anyhow. Maybe there is in some spots, I don't know, but I've never heard of
Oh,
anybody getting gold at the end of the rainbow.
well, one of the most interesting experiences I had with the rainbow was I was living in another country, and this rainbow ended at my backyard. It was amazing, huge, and you could see it, and it just ended there. And I felt that it was a sign that I was being watched over and taken care of, because I've never seen that again. But to me, it was very profound.
I have never seen that. I've never seen the beginning or the end of a rainbow.
It was amazing. It truly was spectacular. And the weird thing is I wasn't alone, so other people saw it along with me. You know,
Hmm.
it was like
Yeah.
amazing. But I knew it was a sign. And so that's why I'm saying signs from angels can come in so many different ways. And another one is like fragrance. I always say the angels love flower fragrances. And if you smell something like that, or like incense, fragrance of flowers, it can be them. My first experience, again, back with angels, was I was in a car in Los Angeles, California in heavy traffic with a girlfriend, and we had the air conditioning on, the windows up, and all of a sudden the car just filled up with the smell of incense. And I was like, where is this coming from? She was the same way. We both just couldn't understand it. And we were on our way to meet with some people who were very spiritual, and we got there and we told them what happened. And they said, that was your angels. And I was like, wow. And that was, like I say, very profound, and I wasn't alone with that one either. And they come through fragrance. It may not even be incense, but incense seems to be a big one with them. But it could be another chocolate smell, a perfume smell. It can be other ways.
A
Like
sweet,
if you,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you.
I smell, for me, the angels look at the individual and they do whatever good for the individual. Me,
True.
I smell a sweet smell like, and I hate to use this, like a funeral home sort of a smell.
Oh,
It's a sweet, flowery smell, and when I smell it, I know I haven't smelt that in a while, but yeah, I mean, I look around and I go, okay, or like a perfume, but that could be a spirit visiting you, your mom, your dad, your whatever. Could be visiting you, but a lot of times it's I mean, you'd be sitting and then all of a sudden, and it's not there for a half an hour. It's like something just goes right past your nose and you could smell it, and then you sit there and go, did I just smell that? But yeah, you do. I mean,
yeah, it can be very
yeah.
fast, definitely. But like my experience first time in the car, it went on for over half an hour. The entire time I was driving. It was amazing. I can never
Hmm.
forget that. But again,
Hmm.
it's different for each person. And let's get into another way is babies and pets. You may see, a baby laughing or pointing at something or just smiling, and you're wondering why. Well, often it is an angel there because children under the age of 2 are still sensitive to the spirit world. They haven't been trained to not be yet.
Well,
Any thoughts?
I can remember. My son, my youngest son. He would tell me stuff, and I'd look and I'd go, well, what are you talking about? and he would say stuff, and it's the veil that comes down between the spirit world and the living. But he would tell me stuff that, he said, oh yeah, I've seen you before I was born. And I'm thinking, what the heck? And a lot of times that's what he would do. He would just look, he would smile, there would be nothing there, And I realize babies do that kind of stuff. They just laugh and they amuse themselves. But, when they just stare at something, or an animal would stare. Let's say my cat likes to sit at the bottom of the steps and stare up the steps, and there's nobody up there because I'm the only one here. He would just stare, and it's not a bad stare or anything, but it was just like, who's up there? And to me, that's an angel that's saying, hey, you know what? Or it could be something bad where he's just looking, going, what's going on? But as a rule, it's usually like an angel or something, keeping an eye on him and on me, on whoever, whatever. But they're very.
They do show themselves, and like I say, children and pets are very sensitive to them and know when they're around. Now, if it's a negative spirit, your animal would be, your cat would be hissing. There would be signs.
Yeah.
A dog, it'll growl, bark. They show what it is by their actions.
Absolutely. It's not that they just sit there on something bad. If it's something good, they're going to sit there. But yeah, the dog or cat or whatever will make some sort of noise, and you would know exactly what the heck's going on. But they just sit there and they just, like mine sits at the bottom of the steps and just looks up the steps so intently that he could actually see. It's like he can actually see something, which he can, because animals see more spirits than people do. They're more in tune with they're more in tune with the spirit world versus what people do. So,
absolutely.
and then people are. So, they see more. And
well, the human race, adults think, they know it all. You're far from it. Even Jesus said, except you become like a child, you can't enter the kingdom. In other words, you can't see it unless you have that childlike faith and just innocence. And of course, we have to lose that to survive in the world, but you can take yourself back to that place when you want to in meditation or something along that lines. Another way angels get through is music. Now, it can be a song that comes on the radio that reminds you of something wonderful, pleasant, or it can be a song you never heard that speaks about something that you were thinking about. It's just amazing. Or you will keep hearing a song, in your head over and over and over, and it's often angels sending messages, because they do work through music, because in the heavenly kingdom, there is music. It's going all the time. It isn't hard rock and roll or rap music, but it is music going, peaceful, calm music.
Well, it's like the other day I had a song stuck in my head from Sammy Davis Jr., The Candy Man. I have no idea why this song stuck in my head, but it did.
Yeah.
Maybe,
and you wonder,
maybe he
what
was telling
was the
me I
message?
needed candy. Yeah, maybe he was telling me I needed some candy or something. I don't know. But
I also get answers through songs, and I've noticed it throughout my life. Even before I had a deep spiritual belief, I would get messages through songs.
Yeah, it's you would hear, out of nowhere, I'd be looking for one thing on the phone, because I use my phone for everything, and it would kick up a song that my mom, my first 45 I ever had that my mom bought. And I just sit and I think about it and I go, where did this come from? And then the next song would be something else that, that reminds me of somebody else. So, yeah.
And often it can be, again, a deceased loved one coming through, but it also can be angels. So, try and, if you hear something, say, hey, angels, what do you want to tell me? And see what song comes on next, and you may be surprised. You may start getting answers. Because remember, music is a very, very powerful thing, not only in this world, but in the spirit world. Music is very much used. So think about that.
Absolutely.
And another thing. Well, go ahead. Any other thoughts on that, Ray?
No, I was going to talk about sometimes you see little white orbs, and I know that they show that on ghost hunters and stuff like that, but they show, you may see a white flash or something just for a second. And this stuff doesn't hang around forever. And you look and you go, did I just see that? But yeah, I mean, the white, a bright white, that often tells you that an angel's right there too.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
You would know when that happens, definitely. And another thing is coins. Coins, I don't know why the angels use them. I have no idea. But it seems to be one of the ways, they let you know, hey, I'm here, sending you a message. It could be a penny, it could be a dime, and it's just in front of you. Maybe you've asked for financial help, and they're giving you a sign that, hey, help's on its way.
Yeah, I usually don't find quarters or 50-cent pieces or it's usually all pennies, but still, it's like the Skyliners' old song, "Pennies from Heaven." The pennies are there to let you know that, let you know something, whether you're getting financial help or, we hear you. This, we're going to help. Anytime you hear that, it's not that they're going to help like in the next 5 minutes, but they are going to help, and their time is not our time. Our time is, we may think of a year as a long time, but in them it's like a half a twitch. So their time difference. In the their time is not ours.
The spirit world. Well, it goes at a faster vibration. Best way I can put it. We are vibrating whether we realize it or not. And we're at a different vibration than them. That's why if you see, your a deceased parent or someone, and it's quick, and then boom, they're gone. Or you see a pet, and boom, it's gone. They may have been there 30 minutes, but you only caught that glimpse because of the frequency difference between us. But it doesn't mean it was a short visit.
Right. A lot of times, you hear something, and you go, "Did I just hear that right?" And it's somebody, whether it be, like you said, a deceased loved one or whatever the case may be. They are trying to tell you something. An angel trying to tell you something. My cat goes outside, and I've got this little treat thing. I shake the treat thing, and then he comes walking up like he's 4,000 years old. But the way he's portraying himself, it's like, I'll get there. But it's an angel. To me, he's a little angel, and he comes walking up like no tomorrow. But sometimes it's like, forget about it. I'm going to stay here. But yeah,
Well,
I mean,
angels
sometimes
come in and out at different times, and just know that whether you sense them, see them, feel them, or not, they are around. They are listening. I
all
talk
the
to the
time.
angels every day because I know how much I need help. And I'm asking, besides God the Father and everything else, I know that the angels are the workers for God, and that's why it's important to pay attention to them. You know, you mentioned about orbs, and that flashes of color, anything like that, pay attention to. And it can be an angel. You don't know, and just always ask for divine protection. We talk about God's white light, protecting yourself. Anytime you are not sure of something, put up that barrier of white light of God to protect you in case it's anything not of God. Important point.
You could, yeah, that's a big point. You always need to protect yourself, period. No matter what the case may be. Even if there's nothing that's shaky about things, if you protect yourself, there's no doubt about it.
Yes, and you don't have to question it.
Right. It's like staying in base camp when everybody else has to go out in the bush. You're safer in base camp, at least you hope anyhow, than you are going out in the bush. So that white light, to me, is like staying in base camp, and you're not going out in the bush. So, yeah, it's you can never be protected enough as far as I'm concerned. You always
No,
got
you
to.
can't.
And me, I
Yeah.
protect myself every night with the white light and Michael the Archangel, his blue light. And usually I say, any other archangels, I could use your help too, and with protection and whatever I'm asking for. And then I say the angels, and then it's like all these people in the back. I mean, I know it sounds strange and weird, but that's what I see right before I go to bed every night. So I know that they're
That's
there
beautiful.
to protect me. They're surrounding me to protect me from any harm.
And they are. It is very true. And moving forward, another thing is voices. I mean, the first time it happened for me was very unusual. Where I was, everything. But a voice spoke to me strongly what to do, and I did what they said, even though I wondered where that voice was coming from. And it saved me from being raped. That was what was about to happen. And that voice told me what to do, and it stopped it immediately, everything. And this same voice I've heard more than once. It's a male voice when I hear it. But I heard it again another time, and again, it was a very profound moment, and I understood why this voice had spoken to me. It wasn't quite as serious as the other, where I was in great danger. The other time, it was telling me to do something to protect me from having a bad experience. Not life-threatening, just something that would have been very hard on me. So I've heard these voices a few times, and it's amazing when it happens because it comes out of nowhere. And the way you can tell if it's of God, of the angels, it always comes through the right ear. If you hear things through the left ear, maybe not be so quick to move on it. But if it's coming through the right ear, you can be guaranteed it is from God.
And I've had voices it wake me up in the middle of the night, and it's always it's usually, hey, and that's about it. But it's loud enough to where it's like someone's right in my ear saying, "Hey,"
Oh,
or "Hey,
yes.
Ray," and it's loud enough. And I don't sleep sound anyhow, so I sleep very light, and it's just like someone's yelling in my ear, and they want me to wake up
That's exactly it.
for whatever.
And
And it could
that's it.
be,
It is. It is often
and it
loud.
could,
Again, I was wide awake during my different experiences, and it's loud because they want you to know, hey, it's important. Pay attention now.
yeah. I mean, for me, it could have been anything from, I don't know, maybe they need me to wake up, or my breathing was going to stop, or whatever the case may be. But it woke me up, and then I couldn't get back to sleep, and then I kept, and you got to be, when you're hearing these voices, you got to be quiet. And just because you hear a voice doesn't mean you're going crazy.
No.
It's somebody talking to you that wants you to hear what's going on and what they're saying. So I mean, it's nothing in particular, but it's important. How important it is depending on how loud they yell
Yeah.
in your ear. Right? Easiest way I can say it.
Yes, it's different degrees. And not everyone is crazy who hears voices. A lot of people want to say that. Not true.
Yeah, I agree. I hear voices all the time. Just from most of it is because of people I know. But I know some of them are not people, or not people, period. At least that's what I believe. Some people.
Well, when it happens, all I can say is it wasn't people, man. The way these voices have come through, there was no one around. This first time. Other times, yes, but still, it was no one around that was talking to me. It's very distinct, and you will know it because it's a profound experience, and it doesn't happen all the time, but it will come through when it needs to. The angels are trying to reach us all the time. It's just our limited way of acknowledging them. One thing people talk about a lot is numbers, different combinations or whatever. They know that it's something trying to get through to them. And I do believe that, different numbers, like people see 1111 frequently. And 11 is one of the high vibrational numbers in the heavenly world. So it is not surprising on that one. But you could be seeing 333, 111. It can be many different ways. And I do have an article on my website about angel numbers. By the way, I also have a very special service I do where I give you a written report on your angels, who they are, the archangels and your guardian angels, whatever. And it's really an incredible report. It's something you can keep with you forever. So you may want to check it out. Again, go to my website, Cherokee Billie, spiritualadvisor.com, and look for the angel reading is what I call it. And it's very, very intricate. Have I ever done one for you, Ray? I can't even remember.
You have told me who my guardian angel is, and that's. I do not think so. I think that's one of the few things you haven't done.
Yeah, I probably just forgot.
I think that's one of the few things you haven't done. But I mean, you have taught me so much over the years about everything. About my inner self. What happens when I see something, or whatever the case may be. But you have taught me a lot over the years, and it has helped, and it has helped me mentally, physically, spiritually. It's helped me in all ways. Helped me understand a lot of stuff that I had no clue why I was thinking that way or whatever the case may be.
Well, you're an excellent student, Ray. You really are. You are open to anything and also, opinionated when you feel it isn't right. But, that's what makes it good teaching you. You're open and willing to learn, and also you do have an opinion about things. So it makes a difference. And if people would just open up and say, okay, I'm open, and if it isn't right, you're going to get a feeling, a vibration, a sign, something that it isn't for you. That much I know. And one thing, you're
Right.
often talk about for yourself, Archangel Michael. Have I ever told you that he's your main archangel? I don't know if I ever did or not.
Yeah. Yes, you have.
I did.
That's
Okay.
that you said that was my main that was the main guy to help me out and kick my butt and whatever the case may be when I need it.
And it is. And Archangel Michael is available to all of us. It's not some unique gift just for Ray. It just happens to be that's his number one archangel that comes around and helps him. You can find out more, like I mentioned, by reading on this, and, you'll be amazed how much opens up if you open yourself up to the fact that there are angels. They can communicate to you in different ways, like the ways we've been talking about during this program. If you open yourself up to this, you may start getting those answers you've been seeking. Any
You
final
can't
thoughts
have
here, Ray?
you
Go
can't
ahead.
have a closed mind. You can't say, well, everything is BS. When you go. That's it. It's just this life. You got to have an open mind on exactly what's going on in life, what's going on after life. Everybody says there's no God. If there's no God, who made everything? And even if you go back, keep going back all the way, there's got to be, even to the Martians, who made the Martians? So, there's that good, there's that good that's going on, and I believe, this is a personal opinion, I believe that God wants everything good for you, and the angels are there to help you, not to hurt you. They're there to protect you. They're just there to help you out, to see what the heck's going on in life.
And one of the important things you can do is every day just say thank you, angels, even if you've not experienced anything. Just start showing a bit of gratitude, giving thanks, even if you didn't feel or hear. You may start seeing significant changes in your life by the simple thank you, angels. Very important to do. If I leave you
Well,
with
even
nothing
if you
else,
didn't,
I leave you with that.
even if you don't have anything done that day, I'm sure that there was days in the past or days in the future that they will be there, and you would know that they're there to help, whether it be passing a math test or an English test or whatever.
Yes, they are around. And again, the attitude of gratitude before you even experience them, start thanking them. That attitude of gratitude can change your spiritual self, your physical world. You'd be amazed. Because again, the angels are the workers for God. They're trying to help you, me, Ray, Joe Blow, whoever. They're out there. So ask for help and trust that you're going to get it. And is there any final thought here, Ray?
No, I think I'm hoping everybody understood what we were trying to say. I'm just just want to tell everybody, have a great weekend, stay safe, and don't forget to pray and to protect yourself with white light and everything else.
And thank the angels for what they do for you now
Right.
and in the future. And We thank you, everyone, for listening to our shows. And if you feel that this work is of value, we would appreciate, hey, if you bought us a cup of coffee, a tip, something to help us keep going and doing these programs, because your support is greatly needed and greatly appreciated. And thank you, Ray, for taking time out of your life to be here and help others know that there's something more beyond what we think. So everyone, be
Yep.
blessed, and thank you. That's it.
And thank you.
Bye-bye.
You have a good day. God bless. Bye.
God bless you. Bye-bye.